was 6 months grown out already. And it was too warm. It was not the color I asked for. So, what I did, I ordered some hair dye online that I used to use when I lived in Korea. And I really loved the color. And I used that hair dye to dye my hair at home. However, sometimes it is difficult to recreate the exact color you have had before. And the color kind of went ginger orange and did not look good on me at all. It was a kind of gross. I mean, it was meant to be like ash beige, but I think because I put it on my natural hair, it went very... it pulled all the warm tones out and was very orange, and not a nice orange. So I dealt with that for a couple of days before I realized that when I first dyed my hair in Korea, all the chemicals that I already had in my hair, they all had some reaction, and my hair had actually turned green. And then I put the beige on top of it, which meant that it had like counteracted all the red tones, which is why it was such a nice color. And I have accepted the fact that I will never be able to recreate accidentally dyeing my hair green ever again. And I don't really want to, because that was just wow. So anyway, then I thought that I would have to cover up that orange beige with another color, but I kind of wanted something that suited me. So then I went on this like color analysis rabbit hole. I think that well, this is probably true for many people, but my natural hair color is one of the best for me, because I think I can't have too much contrast from my face, otherwise it looks weird. So I bought this level 6 ash brown hair dye, but look what happened. It's like so dark. I did this last night, so I'm hoping that it kind of lightens up after I wash it a few times. But I can tell you, it definitely looks better than the orange did, even if this still looks kind of weird. Also, if you're into color analysis, please let me know what you think I am. Most of the sites that I went on said something to do with summer, and I looked at soft summer, and I think that most of the traits match me, like can't wear too bright or too saturated colors. Black and white look really bad on me. And I bought some silver earrings instead of gold to see if they look any better. You can't really see because of the light coming in, but I switched to a silver necklace to see if it looks any better. I don't know. I love color analysis stuff, so you can find your style, but like it's so hard to find what season you actually are. Even if you go to a professional, they could be wrong. Anyway, so that's about my hair. So if Also, I don't know, my camera keeps unfocusing on my face. It does not like me. Anyways, so there was something that happened yesterday that people are debating about, and that is so there was a comedy show that people went to, and I feel like that's way too bright. Let me just, okay, that is a bit better now. I can actually see. Maybe I'll just, gosh, it's so hard to get the right lighting when you're not actually controlling it. So there was a comedy show yesterday which was 15 plus, okay, 15 years and older, and there was a mother who brought their baby into the audience. And I wasn't there, but apparently the baby was making baby noises, and it was really distracting for the audience and for the comedian who was doing their show on stage. So the comedian kind of like made a joke like, it would be great if you left and took your baby out because it's distracting me. But the mother did not get the hint. She did not get the hint. She did not get the hint. Why do I look like I'm balding right there? She did not get the hint. So then the comedian kept going on with the show. But the baby interrupted one of the punchlines. So then the comedian asked the mother to leave with her baby. And this is what started the debate, because some people are saying, actually I haven't seen anyone saying that's really rude. People are actually siding with the comedian and saying it was a 15 plus show. Why was there a baby there? The baby was distracting the comedian and the audience. And people are actually blaming the theater staff that let the baby in, because they are the ones that should have said, no, there's no babies allowed in here. So now the mom even got on the news this morning, like talking about how she felt, and it's just crazy how people can get famous these days. Anyway, my personal opinion, I would not take a baby to a show that was 15 years plus, because that would just be distracting for everyone. Okay, and you may have heard, but there was a stabbing rampage in Bondi, which is near where I live. So there was a guy who had a huge knife and went to a shopping center, and he just started stabbing people, and people believe he was attacking young women, which makes it even scarier because I'm a young woman. And so sad, he stabbed a mother and her baby, a Chinese exchange student, a security guard on his first day, a 25-year-old girl who was just about to get married and was shopping for her wedding dress, and I think 2 other people it was. And I believe he had schizophrenia, and basically the government is saying he slipped through the cracks of the health system, which scariest. And I just want to say rest in peace to every victim of that situation. I think it's really sad, and I'm like tearing up right now. I was not expecting to get emotional over that. But it is very scary, and everyone in Sydney now is, or probably in Australia, is just scared to go shopping, which is so sad. And sorry, someone just sent me an email. But people are saying it's so good that we have the gun laws in Australia, because imagine what that guy could have done if he had a gun. It would have been much, much worse. And oh my god, I don't know why I'm like tearing. I'm about to cry, bro. I'm okay. Anyway, I just wanted to say rest in peace to those people, and I'm so sorry that that is how everything ended. Okay, so let's stop talking about that. And in my last video, I talked about whether your wrist is part of your hand or your arm. And a few people commented that it is a joint, so it doesn't count as any of those things. I just wanted to say the reason that I asked that question in the first place is because in Korean, the word for wrist is 손목, which is hand, neck. So it's basically saying that your wrist is the neck of your hand. So I was wondering, like, do you think your wrist is the neck of your hand or the neck of your arm? I know it's technically a different thing, but it was just a funny question, okay? And it was my birthday on not the past weekend, the weekend before, and I just had a chill birthday because I'm getting old now, and I just went out for lunch to a 𝗵𝗵𝗹𝗶𝗹 restaurant, which is like spicy cold noodles, which I absolutely love, and they were delicious. And then I went home. But I did get a voucher to go on a Sydney Harbour cruise lunch. And there is a public holiday coming up on Thursday, so I'm taking Friday off and gonna have a long weekend. So I'm thinking I'll probably do that on one of those days, and I'm really excited because I did already search up the menu and the food looks quite good. And I've actually never been on like a cruise lunch before. I've been on like a ferry, but I haven't been on a ship. Do they count as the same thing? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to that, going to have lunch with my boyfriend, and I hope hurt at all. So I love these. And then I also got this huge 𝘀𝘆𝘆𝗶𝗹 in the back, which you can't really see unless he's so cute. I believe he's a bull, and I think his name is Howard or something like that. And then I also got a mega gift card, which I used to buy the Clinique Black Honey lipstick and 𝘂𝘆𝗀𝗋𝗃 too big mascara, and they're great. I asked people this year not to buy me any presents because I always buy what I want anyway. I'm lucky that I have enough fun money to buy what I want. I mean, sometimes I have to try and restrain myself, but you know, I buy clothes, I buy makeup, I buy hair dye. Yeah, I basically buy whatever I want. So then when people buy birthday presents, I just feel bad because they're spending their money when they don't have to. Because I'm a true adult now. I'm truly in the old years of my life. Okay, I'm not that old, but I am old. I'm classified as old now, okay? So I wasn't really excited. I don't think I'll ever be excited for my birthday ever again. But yeah, maybe when I turn 30, maybe I'll have a huge birthday party or something. But we will see. Okay, and let's talk about what I've been watching lately. So I've got a list of what I've been watching. So first of all, 𝘀𝘆𝘀𝗶𝗹. Have you seen that? It's a nice little sci-fi drama. I think it was originally a book written by a Chinese author, and it is pretty interesting. I think I'm looking forward to season 2. Hopefully it comes out, but I feel like it would take ages because the budget that must have gone into season 1, it must be so high. I like the things that happened. I'm not gonna spoil it, but wow, I need to sneeze. Bless me. There's definitely something around this apartment complex because everyone is always sneezing. Must be really dusty or something. Also, before I started filming this video, there were 2 people outside arguing like really loudly. Like they were saying like, let it go, you can't have that, drop it or something. So I don't know if like someone was trying to steal something or what, but I'm intrigued. I just hope it wasn't anything too serious. So yeah, 𝘀𝘆𝘀𝗶𝗹 was good, but I heard that a couple years ago, the guy who made the book into a Netflix adaptation actually was murdered by his co-worker, which is really sad. Correct me if I'm Sydney. He like, or is he from Melbourne? I know there's like Danny Lim and like a carrot man. There's like a man who's always holding a huge carrot that walks around Melbourne. Anyway, he's like, I think he's like a peace protester or something. Anyway, he was in it, and then they had the nut push, which is a dance that every Australian student learns at school. And then there were like just so much, there was so much slang that like only Australian people would know. But that's also why I love it, because you do not really get completely Australian things that often. Like most media is American, but I'm glad there's more like English and Australian media coming out lately. Then, speaking of British media, I watched Baby Reindeer. Of course, I had to. It was the number one, like, what TV show. I don't know why I could not think of that word. Just the number one TV show on Netflix, and everyone was talking about it, so had to watch that. I have to say it was a lot more disturbing than I thought it would be. So just a warning if you are planning to watch that. It is quite graphic in episode 4, and I needed a break after that. I could not watch the next episode for a whole 24 hours because I was like, what the heck? And then after I watched the whole thing, I found out that the main guy actor is actually the guy that this whole story happened to, and he just acted it out on a whole TV show. So that's crazy, but the good thing for him, I guess, is that in the show he was saying how he was like trying to be successful, and like he was poor, and living with friends and stuff, but I guess he's going to be rich now, so good for him. But I have seen people all over TikTok like trying to figure out who the actual stalker is, and they always seem so confident. They're like, oh, have you watched the Baby Reindeer? Well, this is the real mother, and it's been 3 different people already. So I'm like, okay, I don't think you're right, but okay. And also the guy from Baby Reindeer also said he doesn't want people to try and find out who she is, so I don't know why people are doing that. I mean, I get like human curiosity. I am also curious who it was, although I probably would have no idea. Like, I don't know who any of these comedy people are. But yeah, that was disturbing, and I would definitely not watch it again. Then the night before last night, I watched No One Will Save You, which is like a horror-ish movie about aliens invading Earth. Something I did not know before I watched that is that they do not speak for the whole movie. If I knew that, I probably would not have watched it because it was so boring. I realized that I need dialogue to be entertained, so that. Anyway, I don't know why, but it was kind of boring. I mean, I did skip through the whole of season 1 as well, just to go to the final episode. But yeah, it's funny that season 1 they did it in Tasmania, which is at the bottom of Australia, and there were like no animals or anything, so they couldn't hunt. All they could do is eat fish. So then this time, guess where they are? They're in New Zealand. So it's alone Australia in New Zealand because Australia wasn't good enough. That's just really funny. But I have a question for you. Do you think that you could survive in nature for like, probably not 100 days, but like for 2 weeks? Because I do not think I could. I say that I think I could because I'm like, I would just lay down and not use any energy and just not eat anything. And then I'm like, well, if I got hungry, I would not be able to eat anything because I would not be able to kill any animals, and I do not like fish. So yeah, I don't think I could survive on plants and leaves. Anyway, so do you think you could survive? Oh, also one more thing that I just remembered. I started the circle season 6, I think it is, and I'm watching that while I crochet. My face just looked a little unsymmetrical there. I've got to be careful because I've had 𝘀𝘆𝗶𝗹 syndrome before, which makes half of your face paralyzed. So now I'm always like worried. Anyway, that looks like it's gonna be fun. I just watch it while I'm crocheting a blanket, which I've gotten through 24 rows, and I'm trying not to get bored because I've got 120 rows to go. Will I ever finish that blanket? I do not know. We will see. I'm just up to the part where the AI is being introduced, and I'm just like, I have no idea how that works. How did they teach the AI to play in the circle? That is crazy. Technology is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay. And another question for you. Random question. I just like write things down when I think of them. I'm like, I should talk about that in my next Whisper Ramble video. Okay, do you make, I'm not a weird person, okay, do you make soft drink cocktails? Like, sometimes I have like a little bit of Sprite and a little bit of Coke left, so I just put them together in one glass and see what it tastes like. And I have to say, I have not tasted any soft drink cocktail that tastes bad so far. So I was wondering if you have any suggestions of soft drinks to mix together, or is there anything that's like common to do where you live? Because I am interested. And like, some people think milk in soft drink is disgusting, but have you tried 𝘀𝘆𝗀𝗆? Because that is actually so good. It's like a drink with milk and lemonade, I think it is, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, and last thing I'm going to talk about, because hopefully you are sleeping or not paying attention by now, So I usually get my packages delivered to a parcel locker. But I went to get my package and the parcel locker was broken. The parcel locker was off. And everyone's parcels were just stuck inside the parcel locker. Like, what the heck? So, that kind of defeated the purpose of having a parcel locker, because then I had to go to the post office during business hours, which is the reason I have a parcel locker in the first place, because it's so hard to go during business hours, right? And then another parcel that was meant to be delivered to my address, I could not get it because I was in a meeting and I couldn't answer the door. So they took that to the post office. But why do they take it to the post office that's so far away from you? Like, my parcel locker is near, it's at the closest post office to my apartment.